All right, let's jump right in. We're going to look at this really fascinating take on education, one that tackles a huge question. What if learning wasn't just about packing our brains with facts, but about actually becoming wiser? We're going to break down a curriculum that's designed to do exactly that.
And that question feels so on point right now, doesn't it? I mean, we're swimming in information. We've got brilliant people solving problems we couldn't even dream of just a few years ago. And yet, with all that brain power, we still see so many destructive choices being made every single day. So you got to ask, right? What are we missing here? Well, the material we're digging into today offers a pretty bold answer. It says that knowledge, when it's completely detached from a moral compass, can actually become a dangerous thing. The core idea is that just being smart isn't the finish line. You have to be good too.
And this whole philosophy really stands on this one core idea, which comes from the book of Romans. It basically suggests there are two totally different ways to think, two different mindsets when it comes to learning. And believe me, where those two paths lead, well, it's night and day. Let's take a closer look. So think of it like two forks in the road for education. Down one path, you've got what's called the carnally minded approach. This is all about knowledge for knowledge's sake, completely separate from any kind of values. And the argument here is that that path can lead to some really destructive places. But then you have the other path, the spiritually minded one. This is where you take all that knowledge and you weave it together with a strong moral foundation. And that one promises to lead to life and peace.
Okay, so that all sounds pretty big and philosophical, right? But how do you actually do that in a real classroom? Let's get practical. We're going to look at a 6th grade math lesson, of all things, that uses the biblical story of Nehemiah rebuilding the wall of Jerusalem as this incredible case study in using data wisely.
So picture this. Here's the first puzzle Nehemiah has to solve. Building a giant wall isn't just about throwing a bunch of people at it. It's got to be smart work. He's facing a classic project management problem. How do you get the right people in the right places effectively? And his secret weapon? It was data. Now, at first glance, the data itself seems pretty straightforward. It's just a simple bar chart showing how many workers are at each section of the wall. But here's the thing. In this teaching model, the numbers are just the start. The real magic, the real lesson, is what you do with them. See, this is that jump from just being smart to being wise. A wise leader doesn't just look at that chart and see numbers. They see a story. They see, okay, the West Gate has plenty of people. That probably means the East Gate could use some help. It's all about using that information to make things fair and balanced for the good of the entire mission.
All right, so he's got his people organized. But that's just step one, right? With a project this massive, you have to keep tabs on it constantly. How do you know if you're on schedule or if you're falling behind? Well, once again, the answer was in the data.
And here it is, a timeline just tracking their progress day by day. And look at that. It's a nice, steady climb. By day 5, they're already at 70% completion. Looks like everything is going great, right? But this right here is what separates good leadership from great leadership. Seeing that upward trend is good, but wisdom is looking at that line and knowing that if it ever starts to flatten out, even a little bit, that's a red flag. It's not just a number changing. It's a signal to jump in and solve a problem before it spirals into a crisis. And of course, there's the final boss of any big project, whether it's 2,000 years ago or today. Resources. You never have an infinite supply of anything, right? You've got a limited amount of materials. So, the million-dollar question is, how do you make every single piece count? This simple little chart breaks it all down. Bam! You can see right away that timber is the biggest chunk of their resources, taking up 40%. Then you've got stones and food. It's a super clear snapshot of exactly where everything is going. And again, this is where that wisdom kicks in. Just knowing that timber is the biggest cost isn't enough. The wise move is to say, okay, that's where we need to focus our energy. Let's make sure our timber supply chain is rock solid. It lets you plan ahead, cut down on waste, and make sure the whole project doesn't grind to a halt because you ran out of wood. So, Nehemiah was clearly a master of using data, an ancient project manager, if you will. But, and this is a really big but, the source material we're looking at says that all those charts and timelines, that wasn't the real secret to his success. There was something else going on, something powerful that you just can't put on a graph. And here it is. This is the secret sauce, right there in the book of Nehemiah. After all the talk about strategy and logistics, it adds this one crucial little line. For the people had a mind to work. Get that? All the brilliant plans in the world were being fueled by people who wanted to be there, who were motivated from the heart to get it done. And that's the big aha moment. True success wasn't just about the smart strategy, and it wasn't just about having willing workers. It was about the two things coming together, the head and the heart, working in perfect sync. Because let's be honest, the best plan in the world is just a piece of paper if nobody's willing to actually do the work. So let's pull the camera back from this one math lesson. What does this whole Nehemiah principle look like as a complete vision for education? Well, it's called the godly learner's approach. And it's not about building walls of stone. It's about building lives of integrity. It really boils down to a three-step model. First, you anchor all learning in a solid foundation of truth. Then, you integrate those values into every single subject. So math is never just about numbers, it's about stewardship and order. And finally, the ultimate goal is to cultivate true wisdom, which is really just the ability to apply what you know to do good in the world. And that, right there, is the whole point. Bringing Nehemiah into a math class isn't just a clever trick to make charts more engaging. The goal is so much bigger than that. It's about shaping a student's entire character. It's about teaching them that the skills they learn and the knowledge they gain, it all has a purpose. And that purpose is to build, to restore, and to serve. So we end up right back where we started, with a really powerful question. This entire curriculum puts forward a pretty bold vision, an education that's deeply rooted in moral purpose. And it leaves us with this thought to chew on. If an entire generation learned how to combine their knowledge with a heart for what is good, what kind of world could they build? It's a pretty powerful idea to consider.